It's gonna be all right.
Shit! I told you not to open it. I tried to see the message. It has a proximity setting. So
Fucking chatbot. Hang on, we're telling more people to join you. I seriously doubt anybody will. I seriously don't care if they do. I just wanted to see how it looked on this. How it picks up and whatnot, as opposed to StreamYard or whatever.
wait a second.
I don't get it. You get it?
No.
Get the jugs. Obviously, we can't fill the 3-gallon jug with 4 gallons of water, right? Obviously. All right, I know. There we go. The 3-gallon jug exactly to the top. Okay, now, we pour that 3 gallons into the 5-gallon jug. Give me this exactly 3 gallons in the 5-gallon jug, right?
Right. Then
Okay.
what?
Now, take the 3-gallon jug, fill that a third of the way up. No, he said exactly 4 gallons. 50 miles is running his ass off, and I'm out here playing kids games in the park.
But yeah, I'll give it like a couple of minutes. And then I'll probably switch it to a live stream on YouTube. Because YouTube's more fun, and it records it. I don't even know if this records. But on YouTube, it's actually just I am the illusion, not Gizmasm. Just made that word up. Zombie.
You said don't say anything if you don't know. I thought you said give me the fucking stuff. We can't start over. We can't start over. We can't start over. Put my foot up your ass. You dumb mother. Say it. Say it. What? Don't call me a nigga. That's your word.
Wow. Watching Die Hard.
The problem because I'm white, Zeus, is that it? Huh? Have I oppressed you? Have I oppressed your people somehow? I'll tell you what your problem is. You don't like me because you're a racist. You're a racist. You don't like me because I'm white. I don't
What
like
up,
you because
Christopher?
How much time? Yeah, we got less than a minute.
What are you up to?
Throw this thing away. Look, we can't take it off of it.
It's your bedtime.
Just wait a second. I got it. Exactly 2 gallons in here, right? Leaving exactly 1 gallon of empty space, right? Yeah. A full 5 gallons here, right? You pour 1 gallon and 5 gallons into there, we have exactly 4 gallons in there. Come on. Don't fill it. Good.
I'm trying to think what. Yeah, right? Die Hard was supposed to be Christmas movies, and then this is the one where they shifted away from Christmas time and went to, damn, it was louder with the PlayStation thing. But yeah, the first 2 were Christmas. Lethal Weapon, kind of Christmas. But I got Krampus, and Jingle All the Way, and The Grinch. Gremlins. I got all the anti-Christmas movies. Bad Santa, shit like that. Oh, you walked that whole perimeter? Or you bicycled? I think the best circuit to ride around here is like you go down, I want to say Las Persis, way down into the Camarillo Mountains, and then you take Pleasant Valley back, and then you come back up Rose, and then you hit that frontage road that goes in front of the outlets. Like when I lived in Camarillo, I would ride that every now and again. It was like a 30-mile rounder, and it was so brutal. It was like Iron Man. Yeah, I assume they always have an agenda or hidden motive, even if they're not aware of it. I take everything I can into account. That way nobody catches me off guard or gets me slipping. And even if they do, it's only because I choose to. I feel like something interesting happened at work and I can't fucking remember it for to save my life. I could see doing the bike to LA if you took the one. Like if you bicycled the one and then went through the in-town streets. But trying to go the mountain road over the grade, fuck, dude. That would just kill it. The Epiphone. I don't own an Epiphone. It's just a Fender offshoot. I was just bored. Max is with his mom, so I'm just getting high. Watching TV and being bored. All the cool chat rooms on YouTube shut off, so I didn't have anybody to blow smoke at. Fucking argue. And I'm still feeling feisty because I'm off work till Saturday. And it's payday. And I got my cool weapon thing. I don't know if I posted it on here. But it's sick. Check that shit out, man. This detaches, so it's like brass knuckles, but it's bladed. But then it's an axe. But then the handle unscrews and I gotta get another chain for it. And then it's a flail. Or it can be a fucking blade-handled baton. Right? And it was tight. Like I wanted to buy it a month ago off dude, and I didn't have the money. Because I had to, I had birthday after birthday after birthday, then Thanksgiving and Christmas. So it's like my budget's elsewhere. But then finally I was like, bam, I'll come up off it. $25 for it. And now I still kind of having buyer's remorse because I hate spending money. For whatever reason. But I was walking home and I found $20. So I was stoked. So in reality it only cost me $5. Fell off. It would be on me. Was it on there? No. Oh, some woman got her purse stolen the other day. That was interesting. I don't know. The chick looked like a giant Cabbage Patch doll with red hair. And she was probably like 50. And she was like way too fake tanned. Like, and she kept telling the story over and over. Like, I'm looking around the store and looking, you know, the usual suspects. And fucking, she's just like walking behind me the whole time. Like, I thought I had it tucked into my basket better. I shouldn't have left it there. I realize that now. And I wanted to turn around and be like, what are you, like, are you a robot? Are you autistic? Like, what's going on here? Why are you talking like that, you fucking genoid? But I'm polite, you know? I know you'd seen this one before, because she's been in the store before. She's just a giant, and she's got the big red, not like red, but the auburn, more burgundy red. And she's big, fat, kind of like a Melissa McCarthy type. But yeah, so then like I was like, fuck it, man. I'll keep helping and looking, but I was like, here, take the landline and try calling your phone, you know, see if you hear it ringing. And I thought that would shut her up. And instead, she sat there and kept dialing the number and telling Matt, I don't hear it ringing and it keeps hanging up. And he's like, okay, what do you think that means? And she's like, hold on, I'm calling again. And she would repeat that cycle like over and over. And I could see Matt was getting pissed. But it was like, fuck. we're literally throwing away 1,000 pounds of fucking produce a week at this point. It's disgusting. I think there should be fines on the whole American system for that kind of waste, because it's just one store and it's 1,000. Like the food we throw away in 1 week could probably feed, I'd estimate, 60 people all month, every meal and snacks all day long, just for 1 week. So it might not make us the biggest difference in the world, but it's better than throwing it in the goddamn trash. No, it's not, Claudia. It's just they're sending us so much produce. We cannot physically move that much product. Like, it's just impossible. People don't have the money to buy it up at the rate they're sending it to us. Fucking, last Thursday they sent 2 trucks, dude. I had to break 2 trucks down. It was goddamn ridiculous. And they're more and more crazy. Nah, we make way more trash. We get backhaul like 3 times a week now. Like, no shit. We're making the bale a day again. Fucking... I hopefully don't work myself to death. I do pretty good, so it won't happen. They don't even care, like, as long as I don't complain. I finally got them to the point where they just don't want to hear me complain, so they leave me the fuck alone. And I just can come in as high as fuck. And everybody stays out of my way, and they just say, here's what we need done. And I go, sweet. And then I get to it. And then it's done, and everybody's happy as clams. But everybody's on a serious mission to get rid of Giovanna. She's rubbed everybody the wrong way. I didn't mind working fast food. I just didn't like how they did me at Wendy's. Those motherfuckers are dirty. They know it. I know it. 99 is insane, but it is one of the best shows I've worked on ever. Like, the ratings are excellent. The reviews are great. It's groundbreaking entertainment. You didn't know? Like, a large part of the dark web is security cams. People watch security cams around the world. When you're rich and you don't have to do shit, you pick people and get interested in them. And that's like your Truman Show. That was what that show was showing you. It's like, hey, we told you all this before, but let's remind you, some of y'all are fucking entertainment and you need to just perk it up and get it spicy. And eventually you gain sentience of it, or awareness, or whatever you want to call it. And then you get to be like a catalyst, so you're still playing in your story, and you act unaware, but you sometimes break the fourth wall and go for it. Or you go into director mode, and then you can do full-on soliloquy, monologue. You can break all the walls. It doesn't matter, like. Or the best of all is always a full deck. Instead of limiting yourself, leave every option open, every tool in the toolbox. You could say, oh, I need a screwdriver. Well, I don't know what I need until I get into the middle of the issue. I might need a screwdriver, I might need a hammer, I might need a nail gun. A GPS tracker, like an injection. You got a microchip, a magnet. Oh, that was a good one. So was that. Kinda. But it's even better, because then like you're your own hype man. I'm my own setup. Like, my favorite game at a bar, I'll be with a group of people and we'll be smoking a bowl outside or having shots or whatever. And I'll tell the person I'm standing next to, I'll be like, watch this. I'm totally going to punk them, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to say that. And that person will be like, dude, they can hear you. You're right in front of them. Like, I know they can hear me, but they're not hearing me because it's a trick. And then I go about doing exactly what I said I would do. And it's just mind-blowing for them and funny for everybody else. What, in case your car gets stolen? Or what? Look at this GPS tracker underneath the car. All that shit will be meaningless if EMP drops. The enemies of state are growing restless out there. They still think they can beat the New World Order. Yeah, it can be beat. Because it doesn't exist. It's a state of mind. And only tacit acquiescence to that fundamental ideology can manifest it into tangible reality. Self-fulfilled prophecies aren't realities. They're merely promises laid out as dreams. Wax. Yeah. It's a titanium bowl. I'm not the Human Torch, so I can't just touch it and flame on. Although occasionally I can get a cigarette to light without a lighter. But only in extreme circumstances. It's the drawback to a lot of tangible magic. It's like on a needed basis. So it's not just parlor tricks. For the idiots, you have to actually need it for a reason. For it to be able to happen. Like I slipped one time and did a trick in front of my kid. Because I had to, like, I don't know what he tried flushing, but there wasn't that much toilet paper in the toilet. And he didn't poop, he just blew his nose and threw some paper, and he just comes around and, Dad, the toilet's gonna overflow. So I ran in there, and it was like almost up to the edge, so I just had to force push it down. But like while I was doing it, like I could see the look in his eyes, like, holy shit, what am I seeing? And I was like, fuck, I shouldn't be doing this in front of him. That's why it's bad to backslide. No, I'm not delusional at all. But I have been in a standoff with 60 police officers armed with a shotgun and walked away with no charges. Can't be in a delusional state of mind and pull that kind of shit off, I wouldn't think. And I go through a routine screening every 2 years just to be on the safe side. Because I know I do a lot of weed and I tripped a lot. So I like to go get checked out and have a thorough checkup of my mind and body. And I always come out scot-free, fine and dandy. I'm working on a new disorder, though, that I've noticed in the past 8 months, intensifying more than ever, just because the volume of people that were picking into it. But it's always kind of been there since at least 83. That's when it first started being programmed into the media. I just have to make a term for the whole disorder. But I've been publishing so much research on it, it's like, fuck. I'm already way behind in that. It's a byproduct of single parenting. In the absence of one parent, your personality only develops halfway because you have to initiate both sets of chromosome sets in your DNA for the DNA to activate and grow and mature at the proper timing. It's beyond conditioning, it's just nature in action. Love activates your fucking life force in your code. Or so says all modern science, dating from the 30s up. So basically, when you don't have your dad, you got daddy issues, right? But because of the preponderance of cable television and then the internet, even more so, instead of just having the daddy issues like they used to have in the 60s and 70s, when drugs really started making an impact and divorce became a thing and single parents really exploded and skyrocketed as women's freedom gained ground, the family unit was destroyed as communism wished, and that's the byproduct. Now you have these people that are missing half their personality, and so they take it from, naturally they would take it from like your deacons or your pastor or your coach or teacher that inspires you, fucking someone else's dad in the neighborhood, like any strong male or female role model that you were missing, you would find it in life. But because television and internet have cocooned people into this pseudo world of sub-reality where they're comfortable and happy just sitting in a room all goddamn day and night digesting fiction, they end up taking role models from that fiction, TV, movies, songs, and you can see it in their actions, their manner of dress. And the more susceptible and affected they are, the deeper they get into character. It's like if you got some 12-year-old who's all gangstered out and acting thug like that, like, and he's in the suburbs, it's not so much that he wants to be a vato, it's that he latched on to some figure subconsciously at some point, so it has to express because he has nothing else in the space. So you got a fucking patchwork quilt personality inside a human being. It's worse than multiple personality or dissociative disease. It's worse than what schizophrenia actually is, because the way it lays out in the mind, it's fully rational and logical that you're improving yourself. Hey, Bruce Willis is cool in this movie. He's fighting crime, he's fighting racism. I'm going to be Bruce Willis, and I'm going to use his catchphrases, and I'll make his faces, and I might not be bald like him, but, you know, I'll be, hey, ooh. And that's what happens with people. And the more you walk, that's why I would like, think of how many times you ever, well, you're California, so you haven't traveled anywhere. But in most of America, if you travel around state to state, you know, you'll see clusters, sitcom clusters. You'll have this group of friends, and you're like, oh my God, they're just like this group of friends back home. And then you see them another place, and it's like, bam, there's the same sitcom group of friends. Then there's like the drama friends, and they all represent the different facets of the fucking programming they watched and filled their personality with. So, one of my goals with the research was to figure out a way to unravel the quilt without totally breaking a human down below rock bottom to where they can't reform without God doing it, but to tug the string enough to get them to see where they're in error and pull it themselves. And if that fails to work, then drugs and conditioning. You've seen conditioning in action, dude. You worked with me. 99 is fully operant conditioning in action. We went from strictness to play Slayer loud as fuck while I do my work. And then when the DM said, you can't really have a speaker back there. Okay, well, you can't see my phone in my pocket. on camera. So now I can walk around with Slayer blasting out of my ass cheek while I'm working. Conditioning. I've conditioned them to accept whatever I'm doing is happy and great versus what I could be doing, which is complaining because I make legitimate complaints. They completely treat everybody gender discrimination there. Like, it's totally like honestly, I don't mind some of it. I know there's man's work and woman's work on some level. The shit they do, it's like, nah. Women don't have to pick up trash. They just leave it. They leave their shit boxes everywhere now. Sometimes it's in carts, and sometimes they just leave them in the aisle, piled up, or on a shelf. They left a thing of rotten watermelons on the sales floor today. And then they were laughing like, oh, Dave will take care of it. Ha 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 ha. And someone told me about it. I was like, figures. She's a bitch. But I ain't sweat it. Because I know HR watches. I talk to HR every time they want to talk to me. I don't remember her. They got a lot of new people there now. But everybody's calling out sick and going home early and doing all this other bullshit. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. The women can just do as they please. We had 3 call-outs every day this week. And then Taya and Linda both went home early tonight. It's fucking ridiculous. I wish I could get to hire the people, because I'd hire some real workers. They'd be like, fuck these scumbags you get, and these fucking... Dude, that Brenda chick, she's a nice person, but as far as work goes, I feel like I step into a wormhole watching her, because it's like, she doesn't want to do anything. She didn't want to get shopping carts and shit, so instead of doing that, she decided she'd have to keep a log book of how many people go in and out the whole time she's watching the door. I think I did start another one when I had a different phone, but I don't know if there's any followers or any posts on it. Or which email I started it with to deactivate it. But I probably could report it and say, hey, this is me, but I don't want that account anymore. It's got a purple picture, if I remember right. There's a period where I just changed accounts routinely every time I changed phones because I couldn't remember login info. So I have like 3 or 4 YouTubes. I've had a bunch of different Facebooks. I've actually been on Facebook since 2006, maybe. I don't know, it was beta still when I got it. Puppies are forever. See, that's a good example of fun conditioning you can do to people. I started telling everybody that Puppies Are Forever song is about homeless people and the friends you cast off because you ain't got time for them anymore. And it makes everybody feel like shit. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah. I used to bicycle all over. I can't anymore because my shoulder. I can't support my frame forward. Like, that's my weak position to reaching. I've lost range of motion. But not enough to qualify me for my disability somehow. Despite that and carpal tunnel and neuropathy. Autism. I've seen studies showing that it's curable. So, yeah, people that suffer from it, not in the way people think. I think a lot of it is conditioning. The more you look into CER, conditioned emotional response, and how far they took the research and misused the stuff, you see that all these people's things like triskaidekaphobia and I'm afraid of clowns, all that shit is conditioning. Somebody puts it in your head, and then once it's in your subconscious, every time you see it, it just triggers it again. It's like, it's diabolical and simple and brilliant and vile and totally combative. But once you realize it, the power is gone. Can't be fooled again. Unless you want to be tricked again. There is no nature or nurture. You have a code. Your written, living character is in your genetic code, expressed once. You're one individual facet of God expressed once, uniquely. Yeah, that's God transforming the potential into the kinetic, to whatever degree this is of it. This might be the ultimate form. Who knows? Until you die and go experience it, you can't say for sure. And since none of them come back, except for Jesus and Lazarus, there's no telling. ¿Dónde está Santa Claus? Dude, these Christmas songs are vile. I hate Christmas. I hate the whole fucking holiday month. I won't lie. It's nothing against the holiday. It's just that time of year and John 11. I don't know it offhand. I know in it, like if you talk about it, I'll know what it's talking about, but I don't. I read the Bible like 5 times, cover to cover, like going back and forth and all through. So I don't really think a chapter and verse, unless it was something I had to memorize when I was a kid. ¿Qué pasa, Roberto? ¿Afuera? ¿Afuera? Cerrado. The LDS people keep trying to contact me. Which Lazarus? The Lazarus that was in the rich man in hell story? Or Jesus' friend Lazarus that he resurrected? I don't know, because the Lazarus story kind of makes me wonder about what death is, because it's appointed unto man once to die, and after this the judgment. But Lazarus died, then he was brought back, and I'm assuming he lived out his life and died again, right? So then did he die twice? in which case he broke scripture. And it's like, stupid. It's just stupid. The Old Testament was the history of the Jews who believe in the Torah and Rephaim. They follow false gods and worship the stars. They're druids, they're night walkers, they're whatever fucking term you want to call them. Evil. Who knows? I lost my train of thought. Oh, but yeah, anyway, the Old Testament's their history and shit. And the New Testament, it's all about Jesus. And then you get, 60 red letters? They talk about the Sermon on the Mount, and they give you a very brief description of it. And what you get of it's pretty good. It's a well-constructed... Everything Jesus said was great. Like, when you read it, you're just like, wow, that's fucking perfect. It's like, so you got this whole religion based around this guy's teachings, and you present the barest minimum of his teachings, and the rest of it's all Saul the Persecutor, aka Paul, who wasn't even really a disciple. The disciple were Jesus' friends that hung out with them. Alright, man. Go get some rest. I think I'm gonna switch it over to YouTube. Sincerely. Shout out to Sincerely. ¿Dónde está Santa Claus? Who cares? Later, world.